So the Denver Broncos are looking to get their first win against the Kansas City Chiefs in 2,954 days. Yeah, it's been that long. 15 straight losses to the Kansas City Chiefs. Haven't beaten them since 2015 on September 17th. So that is quite the losing streak to a division rival. It's got to be hurting Broncos fans so bad. I believe 15 was the year they won the Super Bowl, so it's kind of like bittersweet when you think about that year. Well, it's great when you think about that year, but now you fast forward about 8 years later, and you haven't beaten them since. It sucks. It probably hurts, but it is what it is. Does it change the night? I don't know. We will go through it, and I'll give you my thoughts on this game. But real quick, before we get to some storylines and some things about the game, I would like to go through the injuries. So, questionable. Travis Kelce, George Karlaftis, and Tommy Morstead. So, I believe Travis Kelce will play. He did not practice. He did not practice earlier in the week. The last two practices, he was limited, so I expect him to play. Maybe just not to be in a big role. And I don't think that's much of an issue. I think Noah Gray is actually a very good tight end on his own. I think he's a very good tight end. Obviously, maybe he's not no Travis Kelce, but he's still a tight end that's more than capable of getting the job done. So if Kelce doesn't play as much, I see no problem with having Noah Gray in there, but it is a big loss considering they don't really have any receivers that have been able to step up yet. So defensive end George Karlaftis, he's been very good for them. Hopefully he can play. Punter Tommy Morstead, they do probably have a punter ready to go in case he cannot play, but he is a good punter. That's a loss. It is what it is. No outs currently. We will see if any of these guys are inactive around an hour and a half, 90 minutes before the game starts. Questionable for the Broncos, tight end Greg Dulcich. He's a decent tight end. Russell Wilson doesn't really throw to his tight ends a lot, though. So, out. DJ Jones, he's been good this year. Frank Clark will not be playing tonight. He will not be able to, let's say, have his revenge game against the Chiefs. That won't happen. He is out. And he is expected to be traded too. I heard that he's on the trade block. His days in Denver are coming to a close. So watch out there. DJ Jones, I already mentioned him. Linebacker Baron Browning, I think he's been okay. He's been on our right linebacker, but in all this defense has not been able to get the job done. And one guy doesn't make the difference. One guy doesn't make this a make or break game. That's how bad this defense is. So let's get to some of the storylines, some things to go through. So really like keys. Storylines are basically the keys to the game. So for the Chiefs, Kelce and Karlaftis are questionable. It's pretty big. Karlaftis has been a very good edge rusher. I've been very impressed with him. Has a lot of power, yet has this really interesting little, I don't really know what to call it, little flash of like athleticism. And it's really impressive how he can move, how powerful he is. I really like Karlaftis, so having him out definitely hurts on that defensive line. But they do have other guys that can step up. I mean, Mike Donna has played pretty well. Chris Jones, he's still going to be in there. And then you have Kelce, like I mentioned earlier. I do like Noah Gray. I don't think Noah Gray is a bad tight end. I think he's actually a pretty good tight end. He can be the guy to step up when Kelce actually leaves. Now, is this kind of like, I'm not trying to say that this is, coming to the close of Kelce's career, but I'm just saying that the injuries, he's starting to get a few injuries here and there, and he's getting older. He's still playing at a very high level. It's one of the best times in the league. We all know that, but the issue is he's starting to get hurt a lot. And, he is going to play, obviously he's going to play a lot longer than just this year, a bit longer, but it's just something to keep, an eye on the injuries. He hyperextended a knee, before the Lions game in the beginning of the year, and now he's dealing with, an ankle issue. So it's something to keep an eye on with Travis Kelce. He is getting up there in age. It becomes much more difficult to heal and, get better. So that's something to keep an eye on. I'm not saying his career is coming to a close, but this could be the start of him maybe taking a dip in terms of being able to stay healthy and being, on the field every single game. In a 17-week or an 18-week season, 17 games, including the bye week, it takes a toll on your body after a while. Taking those hits all year long, all season long, and he's been in the NFL for quite some time now. He is older. He's not younger. He is 34 years old, so maybe this can be the downfall of his career, in terms of injuries. So hopefully it is not, because we all know he is one of the best tight ends in the NFL. So, the Chiefs really need to find that guy to step up. So if Kelce is out, they're going to need to find that guy to step up. Is it going to be Rashee Rice? I've been impressed with Rashee Rice. I think he is coming into his own, but you really don't have that guy to step up for him, or, to step up and, really make this offense a difference maker. Because so far this year, they really don't have that receiver to step up, and, Mahomes is feeling it. He's not, Mahomes is doing everything he could. He's one of the best quarterbacks. He is the best quarterback in the league. But we don't have anyone to throw it to, other than Travis Kelce. Although I do like Noah Gray. I like Blake Bell. I like some of the guys that they have backing up Kelce. I think their depth at tight end is incredible. But it's no Kelce. You kind of need that game changer guy. That guy that you can rely on, and they don't really have that outside of Kelce. So who steps up if Kelce can't go? And Rashee Rice, Sky Moore has had a couple of nice catches in some games this year. He hasn't been he hasn't impressed me. I had much higher expectations for him coming into the league, and then especially pairing up with Patrick Mahomes. With that, he would have taken his game to the next level. I like Justin Watson. I think Justin Watson has played all right, but you're still looking for that guy to step up consistently every single week. But Watson has caught quite a few nice passes and has made a couple of nice plays throughout the season. It's just, you're still looking for more guys. You're still looking for that guy. So then last but not least, can the defense continue to play this great? I believe they have a top 10 run defense. If not, it's like 11 or 12. I believe when I looked, it was like the 9th. So that is pretty darn good. And you're playing a team that wants to run the football, and that's probably their strength. Russell Wilson can run a little bit. He's older, not like he used to. Devontae Williams, I believe he is playing tonight. I believe he's questionable. No, he's not. He is playing, which is really good to hear. But how much of a workload are they going to give him? It's a shorter week, and that kind of stuff is going on. But he's been out a week now, or for a little while. So. But still, you don't want to kind of just throw him in there and say, hey, you're going to go carry the ball 30 times right after just screwing up your knee, and, you're still trying to get healthy again. So I actually don't remember what it was with Javonte, but I know he was out a week. But are they going to want to throw him back in that big role? I don't think you should rush to throw him back in that big role. I think McLaughlin has been pretty good for you. But, can the Chiefs defense continue to play as great as it has been? They've been very good in coverage, very good against the run, and if the defense can play like this, that's great. But the offense still has to find a way to step things up a little bit. And it's not it's not all my fault. It's not Mahomes' fault. It's the entire. It's not really the entire receiving core, but you kind of need someone. He just doesn't have someone that he can count on, that he can rely on, that go-to guy on third down or fourth down, even in the red zone outside of Travis Kelce. So. Can the defense continue to play this great? If they can play like they have been playing all year, they should have no issues whatsoever slowing down this Broncos offense, which is pretty lackluster. Their defenses too. We'll get to that in a moment. So Frank Clark is out. Former Kansas City Chief. He's out. And he's expected to, he's on the trade block. I've heard some reports, Ian Rappaport, some guys on on X talking about it, that he's probably on his way out. His days are coming to a close in Denver. So, that kind of stinks, because, he probably really wants a revenge game, but at the same time, he's like, I want to go to a team that's winning. I miss winning with the Chiefs. I miss winning, like he did with the Chiefs. So maybe he wants to go to the Bills. The Bills might be a good spot. Why not? I think they really need that extra edge rusher. They're getting pretty beat up. But I think Frank Clark would be a great addition to the Bills. But Frank Clark is out, bottom line, and then that just absolutely is an extra blow to this run defense. Along with that, you have DJ Jones, Baron Browning, and this is the worst run defense in the league. they are allowing the most yards per game by over 30 yards. That is how bad the rushing defense is. They cannot stop the run for the life of them. Breece Hall had a wild game versus them. Devon Achane had over 200 rushing yards. Raheem Mostert in that same game had a wild game. They cannot stop the run for the life of them. Then you have Isaiah Pacheco, who, maybe he's not as great as those guys, but Isaiah Pacheco is a very darn good running back. He is very good. He runs hard. He has good vision, and he doesn't give up on plays. He's got speed too. He's faster than you think he is. So Isaiah Pacheco can really give this Broncos run defense a run for the money and really send them back home. Well, it's just, that's how bad this run defense is. It's one of the worst in the league. If they can stop the run, then the Chiefs have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL as it is. So it's probably going to be a long day for them trying to stop the run, and then they need to try to run the damn ball themselves, but they have not been able to do so at a very high rate. They only have about 103 yards rushing per game, which is that is below average. Not good. Not good at all. And if you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, you're one of the worst run defenses in the league. No, you are the worst by, especially in the category of average rushing yards allowed per game. You're allowing an average of 187.6 rush yards per game. Like I said, that is over 30 yards more than the next team at 31, which is the Bengals. It is pathetic. But it is what it is. And that's why they're going to have a rough time winning this game. They can't run the darn ball. They can't control the clock at all. Russell Wilson has been better this year than he was last year. Still not great. Still not very good. But I'm impressed that he is looking much better than he did last year. It's not saying much. He was horrible last year. I don't even think he had 15 passing touchdowns. That gives you an idea of how bad he was and the offense was as a whole. Jerry Jeudy, I like Jerry Jeudy, but he's not really, I don't know. They just don't really have a quarterback that can just sling it anymore. Russ isn't that guy. He's in the twilight. But that's all I really got for this one. It's just kind of simple, in my opinion. I have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Denver Broncos 38-23. I can see the Broncos starting off strong, maybe having a touchdown, then kicking a field goal or two, and just starting off strong. But then I don't even know if they could do that. But I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning 38-23. I said the Broncos score some garbage time points, and that's why they have 23. The Chiefs, by the time the fourth quarter is starting, they will probably have all their starters sitting. It could be that bad, but it is a divisional matchup as well. So, and the Broncos have played the Chiefs tough for the most part. So it could be a tough game in general, just because it's a division rival. The Chiefs may just be looking over them. Maybe, they'll probably just be overlooking them. Be like, yeah, we got this. Maybe that's how they lose. It's a division rival. They're gonna play extra hard just because of that, but it's not going to be enough. You don't have anywhere near the talent of the Kansas City Chiefs, so I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs 38-23 over the Denver Broncos in tonight's Thursday Night Football matchup. And that is all I got for you guys for you guys this week for our Thursday Night Football preview. Thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where everything is welcome. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. See you guys next time.